Why is 11 not obese? By Season 5, Rezzo, a Stranger Things nutritional mystery. 11 has hit Season 5, but she's trim slim and the ideal body type for a marathon run. Am I missing something here about nutritional progression through the show? Are we all stupid about kids' eating habits in America? The Stranger Things universe has given us monsters, psychic warfare, and emotional trauma. But perhaps the biggest mystery nobody talks about is this. How on earth is 11 not obese by Season 5? We first meet her in Season 1, barefoot, barely verbal, and surviving on nothing but stolen Eggo Waffles. By all known nutritional laws of modern America, that diet should have led to insulin resistance, a glucose crash, and maybe a lifetime subscription to Weight Watchers. But no, EL is still out here throwing trucks and breaking minds. So what gives? Let's unpack the biology, the mythology, and maybe a bit of the sociology behind why our favorite telekinetic icon has managed to stay ripped despite a diet that's 80% frozen junk and 20% trauma. Before judging 11, let's remember, she's not the first powerful entity to crave sugar. Think about the Edgar bug in Men in Black. The alien inhabits a farmer's skin suit and immediately demands sugar water. Or take Willy Wonka. Genius inventor, sugar maniac. Or the Flash, whose super speed metabolism literally depends on constant glucose. In contrast, we never see the Jedis in Star Wars eat anything, and they have superhuman and psychic abilities. They move stuff with the Force at will. That is one hell of a penance. A pattern seems to emerge. Energy equals sugar. The more powerful you are, the more your biology craves it. For 11, flinging objects across the room or psychically spying across the continent probably burns more glucose than a marathon runner. Her sugar cravings are not gluttony, they're fuel requirements. In a way, 11 isn't defying nutritional science. She's its ultimate expression. She's a metabolic furnace converting processed waffles into psychic firepower. Now let's conduct the world's least requested nutritional audit of Hawkins' favorite breakfast. A standard serving of Eggo home-style waffles packs around 180 calories, with 2 grams of protein, 30 grams of carbohydrates, and 5 grams of fat. But the real story is the sugar and refined flour, fast-burning energy that spikes glucose and dopamine for quick reward. In the 1980s, when Stranger Things is set, food culture hadn't caught up to the now well-known perils of processed carbs. In Hawkins, Indiana, waffles are practically a food group. And if we look closer, 11's primary intake, Eggo waffles with syrup, would likely provide roughly 10 teaspoons of sugar per meal. The USDA would faint. But again, for a girl flinging vans at bullies, it's possible this sugar isn't stored as fat at all. It's vaporized through telekinetic output. If she's expending that much cognitive and neural energy, she'd essentially function like a supercharged athlete. Sugar in, psychokinesis out. Let's zoom out to the bigger picture. If 11 lived in our world, she'd be fighting 2 monsters, the Mind Flayer and the American food system. Modern America's nutritional battlefield is a story of processed food dominance. Over 60% of the average US diet today comes from ultra-processed sources: snack cakes, sodas, and yes, frozen waffles. These foods are engineered for maximum bliss with minimum nutrition. High sugar hijacks dopamine pathways, causing addiction-like behavior similar to what 11 experiences when she sees those yellow boxes of Eggos. Yet, paradoxically, even amid constant access to food, the US population suffers from nutrient deficiency. Magnesium, potassium, fiber, all vital for brain and muscle function, are in short supply. It's the perfect storm where people are overfed but undernourished. 11's habits mirror this national paradox, only she weaponizes her sugar habit for psychic combat instead of couch-bound Netflix binges. Now, let's flirt with some fake science. What if telekinesis really existed? How many calories would it burn? A 2019 study on brain activity showed that deep cognitive focus can increase brain glucose use by up to 12%. If 11 is remotely lifting a van or engaging in psychic combat with Vecna, it's reasonable to assume her brain power surges by hundreds of percent. Imagine the output. The equivalent of sprinting several miles, all while sitting cross-legged in a nosebleed trance. The blood sugar spike she gets from her sugary meals isn't harmful. It's essential. That explains her need for waffles post-battle. It's a glycogen refill, like a bodybuilder chugging a protein shake after leg day. So yes, 11's junk food obsession might just be her post-psychic recovery nutrition plan. Take that, nutritionists. Beyond the biochemistry, 11's food choices are emotional storytelling. She doesn't eat for taste. She eats for comfort and control. Having been raised in a lab where food meant survival, her craving for waffles represents safety, a simple ritual that grounds her in humanity. This mirrors a real psychological trend in trauma recovery. Comfort eating offers predictability when everything else feels unstable. For 11, Eggos are as much psychological nutrition as they are physical. If anything, her lack of obesity despite trauma-based comfort eating underscores the series' metaphorical nature. Her emotional strength converts emotional calories into resilience. Her diet becomes less about nutrition and more about identity. A reminder of freedom, rebellion, and selfhood outside Hawkins' lab's sterile control. So, if we summarize this strange nutritional riddle, 11's sugar diet aligns her with other powerful sugar addicts, like the Men in Black bug, the Flash, and even Tony Stark on his Red Bull-fueled genius streak. Her metabolism likely functions at superhuman efficiency, preventing fat storage. Her sugar intake parallels the American food crisis, albeit with cosmic consequences. Most of all, her relationship with food isn't about health, it's about healing. In a way, 11 isn't obese because she burns calories at a cosmic level, literally metabolizing emotion, fear, and power. Eggos aren't killing her, they're keeping her alive. So maybe the real question isn't why 11 isn't obese, it's how many waffles it really takes to keep the upside down at bay. Like this insight? Like and subscribe, and I will keep you entertained with more Stranger Things and upside down insights.